I'm quiet because I've learned that not everyone truly listens, and sometimes the weight of what I have to say feels too heavy to share. There's so much on my mind, so many thoughts and feelings that I keep inside, not because I don't want to speak, but because it feels like no one would truly understand. Have you ever felt that way, where the words are there but you hold them back, finding comfort in your silence instead?
Imagine, if you would, there is more to this realm going on than the simple things they have given us to think about and to do, and that the news bombards us with, the confusion, the entire life we live, where we try to figure out what is going on and what is the purpose. Imagine for a moment something has masked our entire existence from us so that we don't think about where we are, who we are, where we came from, what we're doing here, what the real reason and enjoyment of life is, and where we're going later. I believe this has been done on purpose and has been orchestrated so that we live lives of quiet desperation. It has been our mission to unveil the fact that this exists, that whoever these entities or people are, they are doing everything that they are doing in order to maintain absolute control over everyone, in order for them to gain the momentary benefits of life, creating a whole entire slave class of people to do the menial work so that they can enjoy the higher things of life, because to them, this is all there is. This is why they seek transgender types of movements, because it is the ultimate goal to reach transhumanism, where they can create a way for them to live forever, not facing any judgment, and to create a scenario where an entire race of slave humans can be invented to serve them, to turn the wheels and the gears and the knobs and to plow the field so that they may eat and enjoy life for themselves. I want to thank everyone who has already gotten a copy of the formula. The formula is a systematic way to use a back-engineered means of how possibly this, let's say, non-fiction group exists and controls the world. And by using this formula, you can plug it into artificial intelligence, give it a slight bit of instructions, and ask it to give you a means by which this non-fiction story could be created about how things might truly or actually being taken place. I have created today a short presentation using the formula about how some type of group who wants to hide the millennial reign of Christ and all of the events such as hidden history from the world. This, of course, is all just for story making, for entertainment. It is non-fiction. So enjoy this script. And if you haven't got a copy of the formula for yourself, it is a wonderful tool. How would you like to know an answer you may not have thought of as to how something might be going on in the world you're not quite too sure about? Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like artificial intelligence to be used for something good? Possibly giving you an explanation as to why Dr. Evil might be trying to do something harmful to you. It is astounding the information this non-fiction tool can do for you. So I'll leave a copy of the link to get this tool to plug in and give you scenarios like the one you're about to hear. And trust me, you can get it to do way more advanced things than this. I hope you enjoy what you're about to hear and join thousands of other people in using this tool to benefit yourself in answering questions and narratives that seem quite strange. Enjoy, guys.
The Silent Dominion. A non-fictional scenario of how a remnant of fallen angels maintain dominion of the known realm of Earth after the millennial kingdom of Jesus, and the saints have gone to the camp of saints, possibly in the true north, hidden by the blocking out of the areas on satellite imaging. In the high offices of power, where wealth, influence, and decisions affecting millions converge, a secretive network existed, unseen to the masses. These were not ordinary people. They had been chosen. They had volunteered, in exchange for knowledge and power, to carry out a hidden agenda that spanned centuries, an agenda orchestrated by remnants of ancient fallen beings. After Christ's millennial reign had ended, a cataclysmic event had buried the remnants of that kingdom. Satan and the fallen angels, though bound by divine law from directly interfering in human affairs, found ways to manipulate the course of history. Forbidden from acting physically, they sought those who were willing to act on their behalf, humans they could endow with hidden knowledge, influence, and power. The recruitment process was subtle but deliberate. They didn't appear in dark robes or perform sacrificial rituals, at least not at first. The fallen angels whispered through dreams, through influential figures, and through ideologies disguised as philosophies or religions. A struggling politician, a high-ranking military official, or a rising tech mogul would be approached, quietly, efficiently, and without spectacle. The offer was simple: serve us, and we will give you the knowledge to control economies, shape nations, and rise to unimaginable power. The initiates were slowly brought into the fold. They were given access to ancient, guarded texts, not mythical tomes but documents that revealed how to manipulate societal structures, financial systems, and media narratives. These teachings were not entirely foreign. They were extensions of principles humans already used, but fine-tuned, enhanced, and weaponized. The fallen angels, with millennia of observation and understanding of human nature, knew exactly how to cultivate power. They gave their followers access to strategies that allowed them to control political factions, influence economies, and manipulate cultural trends. There was no need for overt possession or supernatural displays. The knowledge itself, honed and precise, was more powerful than any overt interference. The structure. At the top of this hierarchy were a select few, the elite, who directly communicated with the fallen angels. They acted as intermediaries between the angels and the human world. These were powerful individuals, leaders of major industries, financial systems, and governments. Some were born into this structure, while others rose through merit or ambition. Each was bound by a single, unspoken law: absolute secrecy. Below them were the handlers, individuals responsible for recruiting and managing lower-level operatives. These handlers infiltrated corporations, governments, religious institutions, and media outlets. They weren't obvious. They might appear as respected CEOs, influential religious leaders, or charismatic social media influencers. Their role was to guide public opinion, destabilize movements that opposed their agenda, and create chaos where control could be gained. At the base were the operatives, those who carried out specific missions. They could be politicians who pushed controversial laws, media figures who spread disinformation, or even grassroots leaders who unknowingly served a larger agenda. They often believed they were acting out of their own volition, convinced that the knowledge and opportunities they'd been given were their own achievements. The knowledge. The fallen angels gave their human followers access to ancient principles, ways to control economies through debt manipulation, to shape cultures through entertainment, and to divide societies through orchestrated conflicts. This wasn't magic. It was a precise understanding of human psychology, sociology, and economics, passed down through secret societies, exclusive clubs, and elite schools. For example, initiates were taught how to create controlled opposition. By funding both sides of a conflict, they could ensure that no matter the outcome, the ultimate agenda was served. They learned how to create economic crises, allowing them to buy up assets and consolidate control when the dust settled. They were instructed on how to manipulate media narratives, ensuring that the public remained distracted and divided, while real decisions were made behind closed doors. In return for their loyalty, these followers were given power, real, tangible influence in the world. They gained wealth, control over corporations, and seats at the most influential tables. But the price was their soul, not in the metaphysical sense, but in the sense that they could never act outside the agenda. Every decision, every law passed, every business venture had to align with the greater plan. The agenda. The ultimate goal of these fallen angels, and their human proxies, was to keep humanity distracted, divided, and spiritually disconnected. The remnants of Christ's millennial kingdom, buried beneath layers of mud and time, were to be forgotten. Any evidence of that divine reign had to be suppressed. This was done through control of academic institutions, religious bodies, and cultural narratives. The followers of this agenda believed they were bringing about a new world order, one where they would reign supreme. They envisioned a future where humanity would be fully controlled, where freedom was an illusion, and where the remnants of Christ's reign were erased from history. However, what they did not realize was that they were merely pawns, serving an ancient evil whose ultimate goal was to prevent humanity from ever recognizing the truth, that they had once lived under the peaceful reign of Christ, and that the world they now lived in was a counterfeit, built on lies and deception. The control. Every facet of society was touched. Financial systems were manipulated to create debt, ensuring that entire nations remained in economic bondage. Media outlets disseminated narratives that kept the public divided, distracted, and easily controlled. Religious institutions were infiltrated to ensure that true spiritual awakening never occurred. And every time a truth seeker got too close to uncovering the reality, they were silenced through discreditation, destruction of their reputation, or, in extreme cases, physical removal. The fallen angels had perfected the art of control, and through their human proxies, they maintained a silent dominion over the world. Their followers, convinced of their own superiority, continued to rise in power, unaware that they were building a system designed to keep humanity from ever reclaiming the truth of Christ's reign. And so, the world turned, its people unaware of the ancient war being fought beneath the surface of their daily lives. Only a few, scattered and isolated, understood the depths of the deception. They knew that while the fallen angels and their followers controlled the systems of the world, they could not control the hearts and minds of those who still remembered the truth, that Christ had once reigned, and that his kingdom would rise again.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Let me ask you something. Have you ever seen a headline and thought, there's got to be more to this? Everybody has, and nowadays especially. What if you could dig a little deeper into it and find out stuff nobody's talking about? So here's the deal. I've got this formula I created, and it's been back engineered based off of how, let's say, secret people create scenarios for you to follow. It's kind of like your own personal conspiracy scriptwriter. You take any mainstream story, you plug it in, and boom, it spits out an alternative explanation that's so spot on, you might start to question reality yourself. Now, here's where it gets fun. When you combine it with AI, it's like having a superpower. You can whip up these crazy X-File level theories in just seconds. Use it for blog posts, use it for podcasts, you can use it for videos, or just to mess with your own head. The best part is, it's so good, it might even convince your woke friend. Ha! Maybe. But look, it's all for entertainment, mostly. So if you're curious, if you like to live outside the box, or if you just want to see what they may not want you to see, you can check it out below. It is what we use for most of our alternative theories in our podcast and our videos, because it is the formula that possibly someone uses to pull the wool over the world's eyes. You're going to love this formula. Get it in the link below. You get a video that comes along with the training and proof behind it, as well as your own copy to use to become like Sherlock Holmes for all the things that you question and want answers about. It's a lot of fun, and it answers a lot of serious questions you've been wondering about.